Hello and welcome to Make UK, the Manufacturers Organisation's short pre-recorded webinar on National Manufacturing Day in 2023, explaining what the day is all about, how manufacturers across the country are getting involved. We have the opportunity to hear from two fabulous manufacturing organisations on their plans, all in the ambition of showcasing what we do, what we make, and of course the employment opportunities available in our sector as well. So in essence, inspiring your local community about UK manufacturing, sharing how important and vital manufacturing is to the UK economy, as we employ almost 3 million people, paying higher than average wages than the rest of the economy, producing over half of UK exports and creating solutions to the future, such as reaching net zero and other ambitions for the country ahead. So this year's National Manufacturing Day is taking place on the 28th of September. We are inviting you and all manufacturing businesses to get involved and make this year a huge success, building on the success we had during the inaugural National Manufacturing Day in 2022, asking you to open your doors to the local community, the chance to invite your schools, your colleges, your universities, job seekers, or even just simply family and friends together to showcase what we do in manufacturing, showing people of all ages firsthand what modern manufacturing really does look like today. And building on the success in 2022 as a result of all the hard work of hundreds of manufacturers that were involved last year in all areas of the country opening their doors. Of course, key to that success is manufacturers and Make UK members signing up, creating your own events and getting involved across the country. We're working very, very closely with government on your behalf, partnering with the Department for Education, being able to write to all schools in the country to make them aware of this happening on the 28th of September this year. But we're also working with the Department for Work and Pensions, showcasing and sharing with job seekers the events that are also happening around the country for those looking for work and employment opportunities as well. And of course, calling on our wider network of education providers to help organise those events on the day, and calling in our wider network of trade bodies and community within manufacturing to get involved and shout about manufacturing all on the same day together about what we do in manufacturing. What you do on the day is totally up to your organisation, who you decide to invite, how you securely showcase your facility, and how you share that on the day. But we do, of course, have a dedicated website for those of you who were involved last year, mapping out the events that are taking place around the country, identifying the supporting organisations on a pledge wall, and what's happening there on the day, all there in one place. We also have a series of guidance documents, social media assets, and general advice and guidance, which you can take advantage of and use in preparation for your plans as well. And we're already really excited about the number of manufacturers getting involved, pledging their support for the 28th of September later this year already. Now, within this session, we've got the opportunity to hear from two fantastic manufacturers that were involved last year, have already pledged their support this year to showcase what they do and perhaps give you some ideas about what you could be doing within your facility later this year, both being joined by Yunex Traffic and the RNLI as well. So without further ado, I'd like to hand over to Thea, Yunex Traffic, to share a little bit about what they did last year and also thoughts for the year ahead of this year as well.
Hello. I'm Thea Watts. I work for Yunex Traffic. I'm Business Development Lead for Manufacturing. You might know us better before we carved out as Siemens Mobility ITS. So we make all traffic infrastructure products. So that is traffic lights, it's cabinets, it's ANPR cameras, all sorts. We have our facility down in Poole in Dorset, and we have approximately 220 manufacturing staff. So we found out about National Manufacturing Day early in 2022, and time flies. So it was kind of like, what are we going to do? We've got a couple of months to sort of sort something out. And we decided to go down the route of bringing schools onto site, because why not, right? So I've got some slides that will explain it a little bit better and show what we got up to. I have to say, it was the best day of my career, because it didn't feel like I was working. I had 90 8-year-olds on site, so it was really good. We had lots of fun. and the kids got loads out of it. So if you are sort of umming and ahhing whether to take part in this, you don't have to have 90 children. I just went full, you know, why not? But you can do whatever you want to do. There's different things you can use it as recruitment day. You can use it to open your doors to the community. You could just have people off the street come in. It all depends on what suits your business and what you think you can do on the day. So yes, 90 school children. I cheated. I just emailed my daughter's school, her year group, and said, do you fancy coming in for a day? And they did. They snapped my arm off because it feeds into their STEM activities, because we did some programming, which I'll show you in a second. So on the front screen here, you can see the leader of BCP Council. They love a good photo op. So they come down and had a chat to the kids, got some photos, and just to see what we're up to. So 2 parts of the day, we broke the kids into groups and we did factory tour and we did a STEM workshop. So the factory tour, we took the kids around in groups of around about sort of minibus size, like 15 kids at a time. And luckily our factory's it's not a noisy factory, so we could actually engage with them and talk to them. I did a treasure hunt. So I stuck some answers in various places around the factory, and they had to, if I asked a question, they had to find the answer. So it would be things like, there'll be a sign on stuck somewhere with the number 400,000. And I'd say, oh, how many PCBs do we make each year? And then the answer is there somewhere. So that was good fun. We did goodie bags for them, which obviously went down very well. I had my colleague Corley dress up as a traffic light because I can, and she did. So yeah, and we did a break the bias quiz. So this was an idea to not only get the kids into the factory and actually say, look at the cool places you can work, look at where you can go. But for the little girls that were in that room, I said to everyone, right, close your eyes and imagine who would be running the factory. So someone who manages loads of people, a boss. This person manages all the logistics, all the big lorries. You know, what does this person look like? And they said, you know, the answers were things like a big man in greasy overalls. He has a beard. He has dirty hands. Honestly, the answers were great, but none of them come up with the right answer. It's actually a female. It's Jules, who works in the factory, manages loads of teams, all logistics. And it just is planting those seeds to think, okay, that might be a career opportunity for me. I might be able to do that as a female. So that went down well, and it's a good icebreaker as well, gets the kids talking. So the other part of the day we did was a microbit workshop. In this, our tech team, so our engineers, R&D team, gave up some time to run a workshop where they programmed, and this is the same Microsoft program they use at school. I don't know what it's called because I'm not a programmer, but they use this to program the little microbits on their breadboards, plugged it into the traffic light, and they created like a disco, which was great. They loved it, and we had loads of volunteers to help. Again, we did break the bias quiz. The lady you can see in the green dress down the bottom right, Emma, she she's actually gone, finished with us now, but she was an apprentice with us. And I said, you know, to kids, like, close your eyes, imagine what it's like to be an engineer. What does it look like? Again, it was he and boy, and actually it's Emma, a young girl. So it went well. As you can see, the kids there loving their goodie bags. We did a green one, so everything's recyclable, and we did little plant pots with bee bombs and lots of seeds in them and some sweets. So that was good. And it's kind of like afterwards we had a get together and what went well. So you need to think about things that you will do again, and then considerations. So the biggest problem was school transport. There's a lot of children that want to come, but you know, you can't sort of weigh out thousands of pounds on coaches. So you need to think about breaking it down potentially into minibus sizes of children if you want them to come on site. Obviously, there's safeguarding things you need to think about. Yeah, but celebrate what you did well, go through it for next time. But honestly, I will say that it's one of the best days you'll have, and it's fantastic. My dad's an engineer. I've never been in this factory and I still don't know what he does. So I would recommend it to anyone. and let's get more kids into manufacturing.
Brilliant, thank you very much, Fia, and I think we look forward to trying to break the 90 children barrier in 2023.
Bring it.
Have a few more than that. But I'm also pleased to be joined by Grace this morning from RNLI, who will be able to share what you guys did last year as well. Over to you, Grace.
Hi, thank you, Chris. So my name's Grace Benham. I'm from the RNLI. And most people, when you think about the RNLI, you think about all our fantastic life-saving work, which happens out on the coast. And people don't always think about, well, who made the boat, who made the building? And actually, it is the RNLI. So we have an engineering and supply team of about 450 people. So we design, build and maintain our lifeboats. We design, build and maintain our lifeboat stations. We run our own procurement, logistics and warehousing. So it's a really big department, and we were really keen to use this as an opportunity to share with people what we do. So I will just... Okay, so our 2022 approach, we really took as a learning opportunity. We were absolutely inspired by what Fia was doing at Yunex, but we started small, and that would be one of my top tips I'd say to anybody is, if this is your first time doing it, then just do something, learn from it and build on it. So in terms of last year, we just ran it in our all-weather lifeboat centre, which is based in Poole, and that makes our all-weather lifeboats, so basically the big lifeboats. We opened ourselves up for 5 tours, so we just ran through an Eventbrite system. So we had 4 general tours where the general public could book on, and we did extended tours, which were throughout the factory, and then we had 1 school who we arranged to come along as well, so that was a neurodiverse school. So a great opportunity to kind of start building those links in the local community. We promoted things on our social media, so we did a bit of a social media takeover, so on our Twitter and LinkedIn accounts, again to really start showcasing what engineering and supply does, and starting this was really the start of some of our STEM strategy, which we put into place over the year since. And then we also ran an internal communication promotion as well, so sharing internally across the whole of the RNLI around what we were doing for National Manufacturing Day, and we really used it as an opportunity to spotlight on our apprentices as well. So the apprentices were involved in the tours and talking to people as they went through, and we used it as an opportunity to spotlight our apprentices internally as well. So we've really started building on that and planning what does 2023 mean for us, and now that we're a lot more confident with things. So what we've got is we're again doing those general public tours, so we'll have a couple of extended tours that the public can book onto, but we're also going to make sure that we're reaching out targeting the right local schools to come along as well. One of the things that we did last year is we actually charged our apprentices to make a couple of different activities that we could use as part of our STEM engagement. And what's great for that is, one, it's a great project for the apprentices, and they've still got that bit of a mindset around what appeals to different age groups. And then we're able to reuse those again and again. So they get pulled out quite a lot for our STEM engagement things now. And actually at some point this year, we'll be charging this year's apprentices, what can you do to build on these activities and make them better? So I'd say if you have got the opportunity to kind of invest in your apprentices doing that, then it's well worth it as well. Another thing that we're going to do is a production staff, friends and family evening. So actually that kind of builds on what Fia said with her not knowing the environment that her dad's working in. For us, I think we've got a fantastic, and I'd say for everybody, you've got a fantastic captive audience within your own manufacturing business. So why not invite them in, invite your staff back after hours to bring in their children, because one, you might inspire the next engineer there, but also it's just great from that sort of family feel for having people know what their parents are doing as they go into work every day. We are also looking, so we also have 2 other factories. So we've got our inshore lifeboat centre on the Isle of Wight, and we've also got our subsidiary company of Clayton Engineering Limited. So we'll be looking to do something at those 2 areas as well this year. So that's either going to be a bit of a general public tour, or it might just be for those, that production staff, friends and family evening instead. We will, of course, be doing our social media takeover again as well, in terms of Twitter and LinkedIn, and again, our sort of internal communication promotion as well. So our top learnings for that, so as I said, it starts small. So for you, if you don't have that much resource, perhaps this year it's just a bit of a social media promotion for you. Keep your activities small and scalable. Don't think you have to go large straight away. Do what you're comfortable with, so that you gain the confidence and can build on that over the years. Always remember you've kind of got that audience within your organization, so they're all around you. And then, as I say, think about what activities you can reuse, and think about different varying age ranges as well. So again, the activities that we've got range from activities which are aimed at primary school children right up to age 14. So think around, if you are creating activities, who's that target group as well. And just remember, communication is key. So what are you sharing externally, internally? And then how can you really carry that conversation on afterwards? So if you are looking to make it a really STEM focused event, what can you do next? So as we're already planning one of our events, which is Women in Engineering this year, and we've actually got a newsletter which we're sending out monthly, which has got challenges to schools to kind of complete, to help as a bit of a countdown for when they come in. So is that something that you can do? And you'll just see on the screen there, when we launched one of our 7 life extension project boats last year, we invited in, again, all our staff and their families in for that as well. So you can see we've really had a great time with that, and all the staff really enjoyed kind of celebrating that with their friends and family as well. And I will just finish on a short video, which is an example of what we shared last year for National Manufacturing Day. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Grace. And some really practical planning already going on the way there for this year. So I think the message from both Thea, I and Grace is really to absolutely get involved, all manufacturers to be involved in National Manufacturing Day on the 28th of September in 2023. get in touch with Make UK, pledge your support. We have our dedicated National Manufacturing Day website, but also get in touch with us to utilise our resources, our advice and guidance, so we can help you craft and create what you do on the day. I think, as mentioned by both our guests, that plan early. Think about the transportation if you're looking at schools. Think about getting the date in the diary in terms of those that are involved, whether that be schools or local supporters, and consider that local collaboration. As Grace was saying there, utilise your own networks, whether it be within your factory or those that you can reach in your outer circle, as Fia did, going to her very directly local school through her children as well. So please do take advantage of Make UK, but also your own networks in making a really successful event on the 28th of September in 2023 for National Manufacturing Day. So thank you very, very much for listening and helping us make 2023's National Manufacturing Day a real success. And we look forward to seeing all the photos, images and social media takeover a little bit later on this year. Thank you very much.